Hello students, welcome once again to our standard 9th English class. Myself Mrs. BG Kulkarni from JDC Bitco English Medium High School, Nasik Road. Today we are going to learn the last lesson of Unit 2, the past in the present. This is very interesting skit, the past present. This is a short skit and a drama. This skit revolves around the boy and his mother, disagreeing towards his daily chores. This leads her to tell him about his ancestors and the work they did as they were told to do by their mothers. The skit also tries to show us the importance of discipline, hard work, and a sense of responsibility in our lives. The skit, the past in the present, goes from the present boy to the olden boy. And so we have characters, one boy on one side and the mother on the other side. What summarizes about the skit is that Neil, the boy, is asked to clean his room and make up his bed. He is reluctant to do this. He refuses. And he tries to give number of excuses to avoid the task. And his mother tells him about his grandfather in the similar situation. His grandfather's mother would also tell him to clean up his room and make his bed. And when his grandfather gave excuses, his mother told him about his grandfather. This starts the chain of Neil's ancestors from the 1950s to 1500, and the chain goes on and goes on. In short, children, the story ends in the same way as the mothers tell their sons to do their daily chores. The lesson is not just the fulfillment of tasks, but also the importance of the routine. No matter how much work we do, but this gives us the self-control and determination. In short, this lesson focuses or highlights the different kinds of dresses that were worn during the ancestors' time. So now, let us see the different scenes that are there in the lesson, the past in the present. Before we start with the lesson, let us see the characters of the lesson. Let us see the characters. We begin with Neil, a young teenager boy. A boy from 1950s, that is Neil's grandpa. A 1910 boy, that is Neil's great-great-grandfather. An 1800 boy, double great-great-grandpa. A 1500 boy, that is double great-great-grandpa. A 1000 who appears boy, okay, that is triple great-great-great-grandpa. 100 before Christ boy, that is triple great-great-grandpa. An ancestor from 3000 BC, that is much more. Neil's ancestor 5000 years ago. So these are the characters of a teenager boy of different years. We can say Neil. Let us see further. We can see mom on the other side, that is Neil's mother, a lady from 1950s. The boys, that means maybe Neil's grandpa's mother. A lady from 1910, that is the boy's mother, we can say. A lady from 1800, again the boy's mother. A lady from 1500. A lady from 1000. A lady from the 1st century, you can imagine children, the boy's mother. And last, a lady from 3000 BC, the ancestor mother. Now we can see the whole skit is a conversation between the boy, that is Neil, and his mother. About the daily chores of the house, the mother is insisting Neil to clean up the room and make up his bed, whereas he gives various types of excuses as we have seen. And what happens further? The chain of the ancestors goes on and goes on. Let us see what is there in the lesson about a very interesting skit. The past in the present. Now keep your eyes focused on your textbook as the drama is being read to you. Let us begin with scene 1. A typical teenage boy's room you can see here. It is messed up. Let us see what is the conversation between the mother and Neil. Neil, Mom, I put the dishes in the dishwasher, just as you asked me to. Now I am going out to meet my friends. Mom, you haven't cleaned up your room? Neil says, Oh, I cleaned it only 2 days ago. Mom, you have to clean it up every day. Neil says, Is it necessary to clean up every day? What difference does it make? Mom, it does. It builds up the right habits, the right attitude. Neil, he cuts the conversation of the mother in between and he says, all right, I get enough of lectures when I go to school. Mom, that's look much better now. But you forgot to make up your bed. Do that and you may go out. Neil becomes very irritated because mother is forcing him to clean up his bed and to clean his room. Whereas Neil does not want to do that. So he says, Mom, it's getting late. The bed is going to be messed up again when I sleep after lunch. Why do I have to make up my bed? Why? Mother, that reminds me of something I heard about your grandpa. Now, the mother is telling Neil about his grandfather. When he was in his teens, he had made many daily chores to finish, and much tougher ones it was in those days for the grandfather. Mom. On that day, his mom had told him firmly. Now here we can say the next scene continues. A teenage boy from 1950s wearing a loose trouser and a shirt enters with his mother in a silk sari. Let us see what is that. The boy's mother says, Make your bed before going out. Now the 1950s boy, he says, But Mama, I have already watered the garden, brought home the groceries, dusted the living room, cleaned my bicycle. Now why do I need to make my bed? The boy's mother to her son, she says, Let me tell you about your grandfather in his teens. Now, the 1950s boy and the mother recedes and stands behind, and 1910 boy enters dressed in kurta paijama and cap with his mother in a 9-yard sari, nose ring and jewellery. 1910 mother says, You cannot go out unless you make your bed. Boy, that means Neil, answers, Mummy, I fetched water and filled up the pots, swept the terrace, collected wood for the stove, cleaned the grinding stones. Neil was very surprised to know about grinding stones. So with curiosity, he enquires his mother, What are grinding stones? Ah, yes. They didn't have any electric grinders in those days. So mom says, no, electricity either in most towns and cities in India then. Neil was very surprised to know about the information given by mother about the grinding stones. In those days, mixers were not available. 1910 boy, he says, I promised to go to the riverside with my friends. Why do I have to make my bed now? So the mother says to her son, let me tell you about your great grandfather who lived in the 19th century when he was young. Now we can see the next scene. 1910, the boy and the mother recedes to where the previous pair stands. 1800, boy enters in dhoti, kurta and a small turban with his mother in a 9-yard sari and traditional jewelry. Now let us see what is the conversation between them. The mother says that, son, you have to make everyone's beds. 1800, boy, he says to his mother, and he refuses in fact. But what excuses he says, let us see. I have washed clothes at the river and put them up to dry. I also chopped the wood, fixed the broken fence, took the goats up to the hill to graze. Now I want to play Atya-Patya with my friends. Atya-Patya is a traditional Indian sport played 9 players to a side. This game is played between two sides. This is a most popular game in the rural areas of India. It is commonly played in Maharashtra, a western Indian state. So he says that I want to play the game and I wanted to go out with my friends. So why do I have to make the beds now? I don't want to. In fact, he refuses. The boy's mother, she says, that's your daily work. Your great-great-grandfather did even more. Now go and make the beds. Now the 1800 boy and the mother recedes to where the previous pairs stand. Now enters the 1500 boy who is dressed in a loose sleeveless V-neck top and a short dhoti with his mother in a 9-yard sari. In between, Neil, he is very much curious to know about his forefather, so he enquires to his mother that from what century his forefather is. So the mother says that 16th century. Now the 1500 boy, he refuses to the work given by his mother. Number of excuses he gives. He says, I have already milked the cows, taken them to graze, fetched vegetables from our farm, stacked them, swept the backyard and front yard. Now may I please go to play Ashtapada with Sampath Bhau and Mahadev Bhau? Why should I make my bed now? In fact, he refuses. He also wants to go out with his friends for playing. The boy's mother, she says, why? Don't talk back. Think of your double great-great-great-grandfather when he was about 14 years old. Now the 1500 boy and his mother recedes. Now enters the 1100 boy in a flare tunic and chudidar, waistband and turban with his mother in a sari, upper garment and plenty of jewelry. Now let us see what are the excuses and what is the conversation between the mother and the son. Now let us see the 1100 boy, what he gives number of excuses to not clean up his room and make up his bed. In fact, he had done number of things in the house. Let us see what is that. He says, most revered mother, that means my respected mother, I have already fetched water from the lake and poured it into the farm channels to water our crops. I cleared the blocked channels and pulled out weeds. At home, I patched the mud walls. In those days, there were walls made up with muds. After a few days, the walls used to get cracks. So this particular boy, he had patched up the mud walls where there were cracks. Now I have no time for anything else. He was very much tired after doing so much of work. I wish to go to watch the puppet show. Now in that particular century, there were puppet shows. Nowadays we can see those puppets shows in the fairs. You must have seen, isn't it? Many places. So why do I have to make my bed now? I'm tired of doing all the household work. Now let me go and play outside, and I wanted to watch the puppet show. The boy's mother, she says that, do not grumble, dear son. Your triple great grandfather had to do much more when he was your age. So she explains him that so much of work his triple great grandfather had done. So you too have to do the same thing, she says. Now the 1000th century boy and his mother recedes. Now enters the 1st century CE, that means before Christ. The boy, who is dressed in a dhoti and a waistband, no shirt, and his mother in a sari and an upper garment and beads jewelry. The boy again, he gives excuses because he too he have done a number of work in the house, so he is now tired. So what type of excuses and what work he had done in the house, let us see. He says, Mata Devi, I fed the poultry, tended the sheep, kept the birds away for 4 hours in a field using a sling. Sling means a hanging thing. Also plastered the yard with dung. In those days there were no floors. The floors were with the help of mud. So now they had to clean the mud with dung, and they had to plaster the floor with the dung, cow dung. So he further says that I wish to go and play Bhagsal with my friends now. Why do you wish me to make the beds right now? So I don't want to do that, he says. In fact, he refuses. The boy's mother, she says, because that is what boys have to do. Let me tell you about your ancestors 3000 years ago. So now she tells him about his ancestors. The 1st century boy and the mother recedes. Now enters the boy from 3000 BCE, a cloth around the waist held by a cord, long hair in a bun or ponytail, and his mother, sari, a veil, stone and bead jewelry. Now let us see what is a conversation and what type of conversation has been taken place with the mother and the son. Now 3000 BCE boy, he says, me, thou to thee, that means I bow to my mother. With full respect he answers. He never says here, I have done this, I have done that. But here he says, me. He has used me hunted, me have done this, like that. Let us see what is that. Me bow to thee. Me hunted down the food for our family. Me help father to carve stone bricks for our new house. Me dusted our leather clothes, molded mud pots for cooking and put them to dry. Me need your kind permission to go and play chauper with me, friends. Why dost thou needs me to make me bed? Now the boy's mother, she says, because me say so. She says that because I say you have to do this, that means you have to clean up your bed and make up your bed. Do it now, she says. Now throughout the conversation we have seen all the mothers to their son in turn repeats, do it now. You have to do the work, whatever is allotted to you, you have to do the work right now. With the boy answering, yes, mother. Now looking at the explanation of all the ancestors, Neil was very much surprised to know the chain of ancestors. So he says to his mother that okay, so young teenage boys have had chores to do outdoor as well as in their homes. Number of work outside or indoor or outdoor household work also those children they had to do. So he was very much happy to know about that. So the mother says, yes, very much so. You are absolutely right, Neil, that in those days boys too, they used to do household work also. And apart from that, they used to do the outdoor work also. So mother too agrees with Neil. So nowadays we know that children are more techno savvy. So Neil, in turns, he says to his mother that, Mother, I wish I had a robot to make my bed and tidy up my room. So now also, he did not want to do his work. In fact, he want a machine in a form of a robot to clean up all his mess, whatever he will do in his room. In fact, to tidy up his room and to make up his bed. So now the mother says that nothing is impossible. If you try hard, you can make such a robot, but even for that you have to work very much hard. If you have self control and self determination, definitely you can do whatever you want in your life. So she explains to her son. So further she says that the bottom line is go and make your bed. So the conclusion part of the story is that you have to go and clean up your room and make up your bed. I hope you have understood the story. In fact, it is a skit, a drama type lesson. It is very interesting. It was all about the introduction of the ancestors, and it focuses especially on that kinds of dresses people wore in those days. Now there is a homework for you. You have to write an autobiography of a wheel. Textbook, page number 58, question number 5, that is. This autobiography of a wheel you are going to write in your homework notebook.